What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend, Crystal Cross, right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything. Personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend, Crystal Cross. Crystal Whitaker, right here on the Morning Jam podcast. Right here with special guest, Natasha Jones. What's up, sis?
Hey, what's up? Thank you for having me again today.
Listen, I am so honored to have you on the show. I am truly blessed to have you with me on this evening. Listen, I appreciate you for joining. I love you, sis. It's like we connected like the first time that we, met over Facebook, or I don't even
Right.
remember how. I think I sent
I
you a friend request.
I just
And
say God be sending out friend requests.
absolutely. Yes. So I enjoy you. I love that how motivating you are. But right
Mhm,
here on the Morning Jam podcast, we talk about any and everything about
mhm.
motivation, inspiration, positivity, lifting up each and every one of us. It's not about me. It's definitely
Right.
not about you, but it's about all of us growing together and supporting one another. So this interview today is definitely about you. So let's get into it, okay?
Awesome.
um, so tell me a little bit in the audience, a little bit about who you are, your name, and where you're from.
Well, I am Psalmist Jones. Everybody know me by Psalmist Jones because I'm a worship leader. But my name is Natasha. I am a regular person. I am from close to Mobile, Alabama, from a small city called Milby, Alabama. I have three amazing daughters. I am a graphic designer, life coach, musician, journal creator, visionary. I have my own ministry. I do hair, anything you name, I probably can do except for
Oh wow.
electronic work. Except for electronic work, okay. And I'm the visionary over Kingdom Attitude Elite, also Kingdom Purpose talk show and Kingdom Field Building Favor Ministries. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited about what God is doing, and I'm excited about your now, your next, and your future. I am happy for you.
Well, thank you so much. I wonder about what type of woman you are, especially I know that you said that you're a psalmist, but it's all started from back when you were a singer. Now you're still a singer. So where did all that begin?
I was 2 years old actually when my mom said I began to sing. And I
Mhm.
remember, you know how sometimes you remember things long term versus short term? Well, I have long term
Yeah.
memory. I remember daycare centers. I remember talent shows at the daycare center. I remember being in all the talent shows and just wanting to just sing. I mean, that was the
Yeah.
thing that I was saying. I would be in all the talent shows in the school. I would do workshops for choirs, for different churches, communities. I would travel all of the United States singing, doing workshops with my goddad at the time. And it became a passion of who I am as a psalmist. First, I was the princess of worship. And then God converted me to Psalmist Jones. So they used to call me the princess of worship. But God says, you got to understand what a psalmist is, how important it is for the atmosphere to be shifted, for his glory to be able to come into place, and for us to just be able to understand breakthrough in minstrels. When you're a minstrel, that's a different thing, just going up there entertaining. That's
Right.
why
Yeah.
I can't go to any and every event because I'm not called to events. I'm called to assignments. And the atmosphere is different when you're called to an assignment versus if you're up there entertaining. So
Mhm.
that's who I am as a worship psalmist.
Now, is how different is it when you perform singing and you ministering to different ones? How different is that for you?
For each of my verses, entertaining or versus ministry.
Ministry, yes,
Okay.
ministry and
Um,
singing.
okay, so ministry is on a whole nother level because people have a chance for breakthrough, deliverance. That's their moment. That's their God experience. Does that make any sense? That's their
Yeah,
moment to have their God experience, their intimate time with God, because you're not only ministering to their soul, but you're ministering to the broken areas and the trauma and the identity versus me just getting up there singing. Somebody may just want to hear a song, and they just want to hear music, but it's
right.
when you're ministering in songs and people come there with agendas and motives of breakthrough. They come there with the intention of, if I hear what is going to go on, is it going to minister to my spirit? Is it going to speak to me? Is it going to help me get free? Ministry is freedom. Singing to me is
Right.
different. It's entertainment, it's fun, everybody's enjoying the music. But
Yeah.
when you're ministering on a different level, then the atmosphere shifts and God takes a whole nother route, because there is hurt in the building, there is suicide in the building, there is brokenness, heartbreak in the building, and
Right.
that's their God experience, and that's their moment, and we don't take that moment away from
Right. So people, a lot of people that you may come in contact, and for me personally too, is looking for truth. They looking for
them.
that honesty. They looking for that word. They ready to be
Right.
fed. And I know that you have come into many contacts of people that's like that. So how was
Mhm.
that moment for you?
It was breathtaking. It was, how
Yeah.
you have that moment to where you didn't think you would be at this place. Like looking
Right.
back
Yeah.
and look at my journey, because I've been on a journey. This is a journey that we're on. And I look at the detours that God has taken me. And it's like, what if I never would have been obedient to the hurt or been obedient to what I was going through? Would I be
Hmm.
at this place now? And looking back, I've had the opportunity to perform with Kiara Sheard, with Vashawn Mitchell. I had the opportunity to sing and perform for Rance Allen before he passed away,
Oh,
before he
he's
preached,
my
actually.
favorite. He is so
Yes,
my
before he
favorite.
preached, girl, I love him. I remember being in the dressing room with him and he was picking his hair because he has a perm. And I said, I never thought I would meet you face to face. And he
Oh my
looked at me,
God.
he said, why? I said, because I grew up watching you on TV. That's what we watched when we
Yeah.
was younger, was Rance Allen, okay? And Bobby Jones Gospel. Everybody know Bobby Jones Gospel.
Right.
And he looked at me and he said, I'm just a regular person. He said, I'm just like you. I just chose to chase my dream and be who God created me to be. That's how I got to here. That's
Wow.
what motivated me to know, if
Yeah.
he can do it as a regular person and be at home, but he choose to. That's the difference. When you
Yeah.
choose to get up and walk in your God-given authority and identity, you can
That's
be at
it.
the platforms to wherever God has for you to be and plant your feet in new territory. Then that territory is yours, and the devil can't do nothing about it.
Wow, wow. So, and when you sing and when you minister to people, what do you want them to like mainly get out of your singing and your ministering all together?
Freedom, purpose, and identity. It's about
Wow.
knowing where the spirit of the Lord is, there's liberty. So anytime God is in the building and in the midst, then you are free to worship. You're free to cry. You're free to scream. You're free to run. You're free to say, Lord, forgive me. You're free to say, God, I don't know how to forgive. You're free to say, God, help me. And when you have that ministry moment and you understand that somebody's breakthrough is tied to what
Right.
you're doing, and it's
Oh
tied
yeah.
to you walking in obedience and being sensitive to the spirit, then knowing that what comes freedom comes them discovering their identity, because now I'm free. Now I can see who I am. And once I discover my identity and see who I am, now I can walk in my purpose.
Right, right. That's so awesome. So you have like a glare that's to your left side. Can you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right there. Stay right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
sis, I love who you are as a woman of God, as a woman. I see you out here just doing the thing and just looking beautiful. So I definitely appreciate your positivity, your growth, and you're just an inspiration to so many women. And a lot of women really don't know who they touch until they, even definitely when somebody comment on a picture or
Mm-hmm.
something you post, and then you really don't know who you really reaching and touching the heart of. And I have like met so many women. Some is Natasha Jones. I just said your whole name, but it was just an amazing experience for me. Just okay, Crystal, you have touched me with your motivation. You have encouraged me, and I think it's just amazing when. And that's my purpose. My purpose is
Right.
just to inspire women to just really see who they are. Because at times I
Right.
feel like really it's really hard for me to actually see who I am as a woman of
Right.
God, as a woman, and then just having friends. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to just, okay, am I good enough for this group? Am I giving, you have those groups and all that. So have there ever been a time that you felt like, okay, I'm better off with this group or I'm better off with this? I'm just it's simply better off by myself.
I am a loner. Believe it or not, I am a loner. I travel alone. I go eat alone. I used to date
Wow.
myself alone, because you have to be careful of the company that you keep when you carry certain mantles.
That's
You have to inspire. You can still impact and empower, but you don't have to be involved. Does that make any sense?
yes.
A lot of
I,
times when you're carrying certain things as a prophet, I'm going to speak from a prophet standpoint, you don't have any friends because people don't like correction. They don't like exposure. They don't like, warnings. They don't want to hear the bad things. They want to hear all the good things and the prosperity and
right.
the money and the cars. But I'm care about your soul. I'm telling you where you're headed if this doesn't stop. If that, and then we don't wave a flag and say choose us. I didn't say God choose me. I just want to be a
Right.
worship psalmist and play the drums and keyboard and that's it and go home. But God had another journey for me. And so, but when you being able to walk in that purpose of who God created for you to be, I've had moments to where it's like, okay, Lord, what are you isolating me or I feel alone? And then God tells me this is isolation for elevation. I put you in the pit
Yeah.
to take you to the promise. He said, I'm going to strategically put you through boot camp. And I'm talking about when I say isolate, really isolate, meditate on the word, and wait for a response. That's one thing we don't want to do. A lot of people we do not want to wait for a response. But when
Yeah.
God puts you in a season of isolation, He puts you in the pit and He takes you back to boot camp, then you're coming out smoke free. It's like you've been in the fire, but I'm coming out,
Wow.
and you're being refined under prophetic pressure. So when you understand how you're being refined and what does it take to create a diamond, the diamond has to go through pressure. So God, put me through pressure. That's why I'm like, put me through pressure, refine me. Everybody can't handle pressure. So that's why I can't hang with everybody because y'all might get in y'all feelings. Y'all might walk in the spirit of offense. And then I end up apologizing for something that I don't have to be apologetic for. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God.
So
See,
that's
you just
why.
definitely touched me on that because a lot of times I apologize for things that I don't have to
Mm-mm,
apologize for. And I have listen, I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to work on saying I'm sorry.
mm,
I apologize on so many
we
levels.
don't
I'm
have to. Mm-mm.
oh,
God says to be in the season of the being unapologetic. You don't apologize for the anointing. You don't apologize for being creative. I don't apologize for getting up and using my 24 hours, 7 days a week to manifest and to walk in what God has me to be while you're sitting there being lazy, twiddling your thumbs. No, I will not apologize for that. If anything, you can
right.
get on the ship or you can be left. That's it. Either you can be hot or you can be cold, but you cannot be lukewarm with me. And it's hard to trust people when they're fair weather people, when they're one day they like this, one day they like that. And that's why I have to be sensitive to my circle. I have to be sensitive to my
Right.
assignment
Yeah.
because everybody, just because they call themselves a friend, they're not assigned to me as a friend because a friend stick is closer than a brother. So if you don't stick to me like my brother would, or even my sister, then I question things like that because so many people got so many hidden motives and hidden agendas, and they're like leeches and they want to drain you like a python spirit and just suck the
Yeah.
life out of you. And God says, I called you out. Jesus, even though he had 12 disciples, he still was by himself. Even when he went to the Mount of Transfiguration, they went to sleep. He's like, can you not stay awake for 1 hour? He's like, you gonna sleep on me? So
Yeah.
I'm in a season where I have to be where people won't sleep on me so that I don't be set up, because sometimes you can set yourself up trying to associate with different people when God says, I'm trying to bring you from among them. I'm trying to call you to be separate because you are the light. You are the salt of the earth. You were created to demand, so that when you walk into a room, you demand that God gets the glory, because when people see you come into a room, they get jealous. But one thing about it, you got to look at the glory. You is mad because of the glory of what's on me
Right.
and what God is doing on me. It ain't about me, it's about my Father. And that's how it is. When I walk into a room, I don't go in there with my head down and looking crazy. No, I'm going in there like, okay, what kind of yoke we breaking today? I demand authority in this building. I take
Oh,
over
that's
this
good.
atmosphere, in Jesus' name. That's how I walk, and I come boldly. I don't sit there and represent God and be so quiet and hide me. No, I'm coming, I'm representing kingdom, and I'm gonna do it well.
Oh my gosh, Natasha, look, hug me right now.
Air hug, woo, woo,
Oh
woo.
my gosh. I see. That was for me. That was so for me. You just touched me in that what you just said because that was meant for me. I needed
Mm-hmm.
that. so bad. Thank
Amen.
you so
Amen.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
You're
letting
welcome.
God use you at that moment. I so needed that. That encouraged
Amen.
me so bad right now.
Honey, I'm
Thank
telling you.
you. Yeah, yeah. So, what would you say to a young lady right now that's in that battle? Like, should I include myself with these friends, or should I include myself with these friends? They telling me to come over here and do this, but this group is jealous of this group. What would you say to someone that's a young lady that's battling, even a young man?
I would tell them to use wisdom. You have wisdom, and like with Jesus, when he was called to, different people, just because
Hmm.
he was called as a ministry assignment doesn't mean they was in his personal space. And you got to
Right,
understand to separate personal from ministry, so you don't be in your feelings and so you don't get hurt. Because a lot of people can't separate it, and they don't understand this is a ministry moment. Ain't nothing personal, but I'm here to minister to you. So some
mhm,
you may be watching, that may be a person for you to minister to, but nobody to get close to you, because misery love company. And you got to be careful, and you got to look at the motive.
right,
What is their reason for attaching? God, I will be like, who sent you? I will go to God and say, did you send them?
right.
Because that's my first question. Where'd you come from? Because so many people like leeches. When you're a prophet, everybody want a prophecy. They want to rub me like a genie, like I'm just going to be telling. No, that's not how prophecy works. Like, I just can't give you a word like in a prophetic without consulting my father, or him giving something to me.
Yeah,
But I would tell a person, to walk in your God-given authority, walk in who you are. Don't be afraid to be who God created you to be. You might fail, and you might not win everything, but you never lose. To me, you either win or you learn, but you never lose.
right,
You only lose if you choose to stay there and not get back up. But one thing about it, when Christ was crucified, and the church came against him, and even people he knew. That's why I tell you to ride. When if you got to ride solo, but have you a few people that you can trust. I got maybe on my right hand. That's it. 5 people that I really, really can trust with your business. And what made me understand that is when the dude that played on what is it, the movie that died from the cancer. He just recently died. The black guy,
oh, is it
Wakanda.
Black Panther, or what movie are you
Wakanda.
talking about?
Wakanda.
Are you talking about Black Panther, the movie?
Wakanda. I think he played in Wakanda.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name right
Yeah.
now, but I
Well,
know who
I'm
you're talking
telling
about.
you, he had cancer for so long and nobody knew it. His
Nobody
friends,
knew it.
I would
Yeah.
tell you, that's how your bond need to be with these people you choosing. I'm talking about, you don't need people that got diarrhea in the mouth. And if they come to you with somebody
Right,
else's business, they're gonna take your stuff to somebody else, because every best friend got a best friend. You got to realize that every best friend got a best friend. Everybody got somebody that they talk to. But can you cover me while I recover? If they can't cover you
oh wow.
while you recover, then they're not for you. They're just either a ministry assignment or a person you just passing by on your way, on your journey.
Right,
It ain't meant to pick up unnecessary assignments, because when you keep grabbing and keep picking and keep feeling like you're being tugged, you're gonna end up with unnecessary warfare that was never meant for you to go through. But because
right,
you choose it, and God does not mess with free will, now you have to reap what you just chose.
right. And that's Chadwick Boseman was his name.
Right. That's right, him. That's how tight my circle is. Like, I'm telling you, God got people assigned to me, not assassins, but
Oh
assignments,
wow.
not
Wow.
assassins. And I can go to them in prayer. I can go to them in my weak moments. I can go to them if I need, just talk. As a woman, we need that safe place. And if you feel like you're with a person and you ain't safe because they telling somebody else business ain't even safe, then you trust me, you're not safe. You're not safe.
Right.
And so you just have to consult with God. I consult with God with everything. He says, in all my ways acknowledge me, and I will direct the path. So everything that I do, I consult him about, even especially when it comes to choosing people that's going to be a part of my destiny, a part of my life, a part of my assignment, my purpose. I can't have jealous people on my team. I can't have competition on my team. I can't have people that are weak and don't understand how God shifts and move on my team. I need a team of people that's going to be there, that's going to be confidential, because that's what's wrong with the church now, lack of confidentiality. You can't tell your business for everybody knowing it. So you
Right.
really have to
Right.
you really have to be careful and be selective and have selective hearing. Have selective hearing. And do not give too much information before a conversation. And then you'll see who you really can trust.
Oh, that's so good. I have, Natasha, I have been in a place one time where I wanted some people to go with me, girl, and I just
Uh-uh.
literally cried. And I was like, Crystal, why are you crying? It's just not them to come with you in the season.
It's
It's not
not,
like
yeah.
you can't love them, man. It was
Right,
really hard for me, but I was like, God had to just really like, Crystal, get it
right,
together. Are you serious? This ain't for them. Everybody can't go with you. And
right,
I just really had to focus and be like, wow, Crystal, get it together, put your big girl panties on and keep on pushing, move it. And God got you. And I was
right,
just like, okay, God.
right. That's
So
true. That's true.
with your plate being so full as a mother, artist, and all this author, host of a show, where is time for Natasha? Where's your time at?
On Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I do not work.
Wow, that's good.
I do not work the weekends or well every day's for my children, but those are specified days for them. So I don't do graphic, I don't do life coaching, I don't take events, assignment, nothing like that. It's about going out. We may go get a room and they may go to the pool, we may go to the beach, movies, Mexican. They break my pockets every weekend. I'm like, I gotta figure out another strategy because y'all breaking me. But and that's what I do every Friday. And I'm even to the point to where God is pulling me from social media on the weekends. He says, I need you to come off. He says, Thursday night, midnight, don't get back on till Monday. So that's what he's doing with me now. I don't know why he's doing it for 3 days, which is the triune, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. He's doing that for 3 days because he's getting ready to break something, like something is about to break through. And I have to be obedient because that lets me know that I have control over social media. Social media don't have control over me. So I'm
Right,
able to pull back and spend time with my family and make memories. Not that the people don't care on social media, but I take care of four walls first, which is my family. It's God, my family, then everything else. I don't put nothing before my children, and
right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to. Right,
I love that because I love making memories. That's like I love it. I wouldn't say one of my pet peeves, but I love making memories with my
right.
friends, my family, different people that are special in my life. I love making memories.
Yeah, that's me.
It's just something
Um,
about it.
and that's how I live. I live in the moment. You can't worry about yesterday because yesterday's gone. And the Bible tells us don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow take care of itself. We live in the moment. So when you live in the moment, you learn to make memories because when people are dead and gone, all you have is memories. You have those
Yeah,
moments. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And a lot of people so busy living so fast, they're not making memories, they're not making moments. So when a person expires and they pass away and transition to glory or wherever their soul goes, they have a hard time grieving. That's why a lot of people don't grieve well because you didn't take the time to make memories. You didn't take the time to value and embrace
right.
every second, every millisecond, every hour, every time you breathe in and out, exhale. Thank God for life. Thank God for breath, because we could be dead
Mhm.
and gone a long time ago. He could have took me in the womb when I was dead before he revived me and brought me back to life. I could have stayed dead, but he had purpose for me. So I know he has purpose for me. Guess what? I'm gonna make memories. I pay the cell phone bill every month. I'm gonna take as many pictures as this phone can handle. I don't care if I break it. I'll buy another phone because I love going back and looking. Because some days you may feel down and you look at a
Yeah,
picture and like, how was I feeling at that moment? I need to get back to that person. And it pushes me and it motivates me because I'm changing. Like every picture I take, there's a story. There's something behind it. Something happened that day. I might have served somebody, or I might have got a phone call. I don't know, but that's why I make memories and I capture. That's what pictures means, to capture. Capture means to
hmm,
embrace the moment, because a
yeah,
picture it's more than 1,000 words. A picture can speak, and you can say all you want, but once you got that evidence, once you got that picture, I'm telling you, it's something about that picture. And that's why,
right.
and I go back and I make a portfolio, I make collages because I'm a graphic designer. So I blow our collages up in my home and have them on our wall. And when you walk in, you see family, you see us. That's why I surround myself with love, because I know my children genuinely really do love me. They really love their mother.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's amazing. So, with your graphic designer, tell us about what all that you do.
Anything. It don't matter. T-shirts, hats, journals, planners, anything you can put a graphic on. I can do logos, It don't matter. I made all my children's journals for them to journal in. Graduation's coming up. I'm gonna make all Lacey stuff for her graduation party, and banners, pop-up banners, Steph with the Pete banners, table banners, you name it.
Wow.
Merchandise. I sew too. I'm getting ready to do Ava's line. So I learned to sew from my mother actually. And so
Wow.
I make certain clothing and hair bows and things that's tailor made to her called Ava Cakes. So get ready for that. That's coming out soon. And she likes like pillowcase dresses and little cute tutus and little ruffles on the bottom. I'm like, I'm glad I paid attention to my mother when I was younger, because
Right.
now I'm utilizing all of this stuff, and I don't have to go to the shopping stores on a regular, because I have a gift in my hands as a Proverbs 31 woman. We work with our hands. That's why I told God, let me keep my hands, my sight. I thank God for my 5 cents, because I don't know what I would do without them. And sometimes we wake up and we don't realize what we have in our hands. And that's how I became a graphic designer, because I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school to be a graphic designer. I didn't go to school for anything but life coaching and to work in the medical field as a nurse and as an X-ray tech and EKG specialist. I went to medical school.
Wow, you
And
are amazing. Your hands are
not
in
graphic
play
design.
in full, sis.
And that's why the Lord told me that my cup will never be empty. I will always be running over, will overflow. He said, because to whom much is given, much is required. He said, I gave you much because I can trust you to bless somebody else. When you don't feel like you got much, or you feel like you're struggling, can God really trust you to be a blessing to somebody else? You got to ask yourself that. Because if he's giving
Yeah.
you much, it's not for you, it's for you to pass the baton to somebody else.
Right, right. Well, I so appreciate you, and I thank you for being right here on the Morning Jam podcast with your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker. I am just blessed and honored to have you again. Thank you, sis. So
You're
let the people
welcome.
know where they can connect with you and get a hold of you for anything that you got. Artists, singing,
Awesome. Yeah, my artist
graphic
page will
design.
be up soon. My artist page will be up soon. It's still working under construction, but you can find me Facebook Natasha Jones, or it's got parentheses, I think Prophetess Jones, and then Instagram is Psalmist Jones. So you can type in Natasha Jones, and you can inbox me. I'm always available, because I work from 10 till 6, so I'm up all night because my children are asleep, thank God. But and I'm available for prayer, just to talk or just for inspiration or encouragement, because you never know what somebody needs, and you don't want to get caught
Yeah,
sleeping on the job. God has a thing for us to do. We ought to get our proper rest, but you don't want to be caught sleeping on the job. If there's something for God for me to do, like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes people will inbox me, and I know it's something for me to do, because at certain times when you work with your hours and stuff, you have to understand that in the Bible. But I know that what the third watch means. So there's breakthrough and there's release. So at 3 o'clock, God be trying to wake you up, and you
yeah,
be wanting to go to
yeah.
sleep. That's why you can't go to sleep, because he's trying to give you something. So get on up and get what God got for you.
That's awesome. Thank you, sis, again, right here with your sister, your friend Crystal Cross, and some Miss Natasha Jones, right here on the Morning Gym podcast. Thank you, guys, and be blessed.
If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.